15 best martial arts that get you ripped. We know that many of you guys are looking to get ripped as fast as possible, so we created this video to accelerate your results. In this video, we're going to introduce you to the various types and styles of martial arts so you can get a feel and small introduction to each, which might help you on your way to getting that ripped body. But before we get started, we publish daily videos on sports and your favorite athletes. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on our upcoming videos. With that being said, let's get started with 15 best martial arts that will get you ripped. Number 1. Taekwondo burns 800 calories per hour. This style is an open or empty hand type of combat that uses the entire body. The breakdown of the word can help you better understand the description and meaning of the word. For example, the word Tae means to kick or to smash with your feet. Kwon means punching or destroying with your hand or fist. Do means way or method. This particular style uses a variety of moves that differ greatly from one another, but all take great athleticism to complete. The discipline it takes to learn this particular style of self-defense is easily transferable to many other aspects of your life. If you're looking for a style of fighting that is extremely disciplined and transforms really your way of life, then Taekwondo might be what you're looking for. Number 2. Muay Thai boxing burns 900 calories per hour. This style of martial arts is known for its fluid body movements, almost as if dance fighting. This style uses all types of strikes, like punches, kicks, and strikes from the elbows and the knees. This style is really effective in self-defense and is pretty easy to learn because of its raw simplicity. Muay Thai also combines an aerobic workout with an anaerobic one, giving you the perfect style to burn fat, sometimes even up to 1,000 calories per hour. Number 3. Boxing burns 700 calories per hour. One of the most popular boxers is heavyweight champion Muhammad Ali and the undefeated Floyd Mayweather. Boxers cannot hold, trip, push, bite or spit against their opponent. In boxing, you can only use punches, normally all above the waist. There are various rules as well, prohibiting boxers from hitting the groin area to also headbutting, attacking with any other part rather than the knuckles of a closed fist, hitting the back of the head, back of the neck and the kidneys. Number 4. Kickboxing burns 800 calories per hour. This style is a fusion of boxing and karate, where you are characteristically using only the hands and the feet when throwing punches or kicking. There are several different practices of kickboxing. It has become a very Americanized aerobic style martial art offered nationwide in most gyms across the country, but can also be found in Muay Thai, which is more of an original traditional version. After Bruce Lee appeared on screen and aided kickboxing to become popular in mainstream media, it blew up massively. If you live in North America, there might be a kickboxing class that you can attend at your local gym, but it's usually kickboxing infused with cardio as a non-contact workout. Sometimes these classes have pads, but normally there is no fighting involved. However, you can also go for the more traditional route and try your hand at getting your black belt in kickboxing. Number 5. Karate burns 1,000 calories per hour. Karate is also a famous practice that has made its way to the States and probably one of the most popular styles of martial arts. Karate has been known as the art of the empty hand, where you can easily see the style that with each hit and block is done with an open hand. Karate uses knee and elbow strikes, kicking, punching, and also palm heel strikes and teaches about vital points and lightning fast hand techniques. An interesting fact about karate is that the Japanese actually still teach their police and military force karate to be trained in non-armed combat. Karate is known for the roundhouse kick, the side kick, and again using your palm. This style can also be used for self-defense against knives and guns. This practice, however, doesn't have as much close combat grappling techniques. This means that, of course, as you have seen in the karate movies, you can attack multiple opponents at once, but to disarm and make them submit by grappling isn't part of the style. Number 6. MMA burns 840 calories per hour. Dated all the way back to the ancient Greek Olympics, mixed martial arts was later derived from their original form of a fighting sport called pankration. This Greek word means all powers. the hand-to-hand combat was brutal. The only two rules were that you weren't allowed to gouge out eyes or bite. Mixed martial arts and its origins follow fighting and style mixed martial arts in a very colorful history throughout the ages. From different types of cultures and various introductions to a new style of fighting coming in from around the world, MMA developed and became very popular among the people. Although it's not a specific style of fighting, more like a handful of forms put together, it still is extremely demanding and is very good to get you in shape very quickly. Number 7. Krav Maga burns 920 calories per hour. Krav Maga is known all over the world as a style of street fighting. It is specifically a combat-centered method of fighting, having its main focus centralized around bringing an end to the opponent as quickly as possible. Krav Maga is a type of martial art that uses methods where the fighter attacks the opponent's weakest parts of the body. It blends a combination of the two styles of fighting of Jiu-Jitsu and Judo and lends in grappling, striking, and takedowns to immediately submit the opponent in a high-power, quick situation. As a workout, it is a great way to target the increase of strength and stamina and provides an outlet for losing weight, improving your overall physical fitness, and to develop and sharpen your mental fitness as well. Overall, it combines the styles of boxing, Muay Thai, and wrestling all in one. Number 8. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu burns 860 calories per hour. Even though this form of Jiu-Jitsu is very similar to Judo, but it definitely differs in some respects, such as its emphasis on fighting strategies and the development and adherence to fighting rules. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu can be divided into 3 main different categories that make up the fighting style that it is. The 3 categories are self-defense, free fighting competition, and sports grappling. If you are looking for a style that is very similar to the same movements of Jiu-Jitsu but are a smaller or a weaker individual, you might want to look into Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. The entire style bases itself on leverage against your opponent. This type of specialization makes it not only beneficial for smaller fighters because it introduces them to the tactic of leverage, it also shows them that size doesn't mean everything. Its core principles and methods also give you an example where you can fight even if you're placed on your back. Number 9. Aikido burns 750 calories per hour. This Japanese fighting type of martial arts style has the meaning of the way of the harmonious spirit. This type of style is actually considered one of the deadliest martial arts in the world. You might have spotted this style in movies where one of the fighters actually ends up deceased, which would make sense. This style is scattered with powerful pain control locks which will subdue the opponent to your will, having just locked them in their wrists or arms. It is a quick way to win a fight. Interestingly enough, the point behind Aikido is that it takes the opponent's strengths and uses it directly against them. For example, if you are fighting in Aikido, you will blend with the direct movements of your opponents and take that momentum and redirect the force of their attack towards them. Number 10. Capoeira burns 680 calories per hour. Known for its dancing base and art form rather than fighting skill and technique, Capoeira has its origination in Brazil half a century ago during the slave trade. This type of martial arts fighting style is more of a dance and a game, splashed with grace, history, tradition, creativity, and intuition, not to mention a lot of strength. Rather than a fight, it is more of a game, where there's a fluidity of acrobatic movements between 2 fighters who are agile and studied in the martial arts. The movements involved include straight kicks, escapes, takedowns, gymnastic flourishes, and sweeps. Number 11. Wing Chun burns 870 calories per hour. Wing Chun or Wing Chun Fu is a very specific, unique, and scientific style of martial arts. Coming from Kung Fu, which originally came from China, this style was invented and derived in Hong Kong. This is actually one of the most well-known forms of Kung Fu. The original Kung Fu movies with Donnie Yen featured Wing Chun Kung Fu. It was also used by Bruce Lee before he mastered his own style called JEET Kune Do. This type of Kung Fu is so popular, especially in movies, because of its fast and efficient fighting style. It focuses on taking down the opponent by targeting the center line of their body from the crown of their head down to the crotch. Since the core of Wing Chun is focused on a technique that specializes in targeting rather than physical takedowns, anyone can learn and practice this type of Kung Fu and be successful in it as well. It is a high-effective street fighting practice because it has only one sole purpose: to take your opponent out no matter what. Number 12. Jiu-Jitsu burns 750 calories per hour. Its original usage and creation were based on a simple form of combat for the battlefield setting in a time of war. This style is often suggested to the best for those who are smaller or those who are less likely to become bigger. It focuses on gentler aspects of fighting and allows a smaller fighter to compete and have leverage and control over a stronger and bigger opponent. In Jiu-Jitsu, you focus on blocking, the aspect of throwing and controlling an opponent and setting up grappling techniques. Although there isn't as much striking in Jiu-Jitsu, there are a lot of carefully thought out joint locks and chokeholds. Specifically designed as the unarmed close combat system, this style also teaches how to counter an attack using defensive methods such as blocking strikes, releasing yourself from the grasp of your opponent, and shifting or changing your position to avoid an attack. Number 13. JEET KUNE DO. Burns anywhere from 700 to 1000 calories per hour. With the literal translation of the way of the intercepting fist, JEET KUNE DO was created by Bruce Lee just a few decades ago in the 1960s. Derived from the theory of Wing Chun, Bruce Lee combined various styles of Taekwondo, wrestling, boxing, and even fencing. This type of style uses physical speed, timing, footwork, power, and coordination. Rather than being extremely strict on the teaching and practice of JEET KUNE DO, Bruce Lee emphasized rather on the aggregate of principles for developing the martial arts, mind, and the body. He said it was more of a philosophy rather than a style. With this style, he had hoped to free his followers from clinging only to certain styles and allowing them to use techniques but express themselves freely, which was different from other types of martial arts. Number 14. Judo. Burns 960 calories per hour. This Olympic and probably most famous mixed martial arts style was formed by combining jiu-jitsu with wrestling and mental discipline. Taking a lot of mental discipline as well as physical fitness and form, judo's methods let you lift and throw your opponents directly onto their backs. It also gives you techniques where you are pinning your opponents to the ground. To win at judo, you have 3 different ways. You can either pin your opponent on your back while maintaining control of their heads and shoulder for 25 seconds, you can win by locking their arm, or by choking until the opponent gives in. Number 15. Wrestling. Burns 820 calories per hour. If you are okay with being and staying on the ground, wrestling might be the right type of martial arts for you. It is a combative sport with techniques that involve grappling, throws, takedowns, clinch fighting, joint locks, and pins. The objective of the style is to place your opponent on his or her back and pin them with any part of both shoulders on the mat for a minimum of 3 seconds. We hope you enjoyed this video. Let us know in the comments which topic do you want us to cover next, and make sure you're subscribed to our channel so you never miss out on our upcoming videos. We have also handpicked these videos that we think you like watching next, and we'll see you back tomorrow.